Hi YouTube, it's Diane again. This last weekend I had an opportunity to go to Stitchville here in Minnesota, and I also had a fun day with my daughters. All of four of us went to Stitchville and we went to lunch. It was really a fun day. It was also interesting because while we were at Stitchville, I watched what patterns attracted my daughter's attention, and it gave me a good insight into their personalities. My youngest daughter is 6, and she has an interest in doing stuff with her hands. So at some point in time, I want to teach her to cross stitch. Her fine motor skills aren't quite there yet to do it now, but she is left-handed. And we homeschool, so I've been teaching her writing and penmanship and stuff. And there are some things that I need to teach in a different way for her to understand them and to be able to repeat them. So this is a tag for all left-handed stitchers, and I know that Trisha is a left-handed stitcher, but I'm pretty sure we have a lot of left-handed stitchers or stitchers that have taught left-handers. So I have 3 questions to ask of those of you who are left-handed. So if you're not left-handed, you can stop watching the video if you want. But I have 3 questions, and if you don't have to do a video, but if you want to just answer below in the comments, I would really appreciate it. I do want to teach her the basics. If she doesn't want to do cross stitch after that, that's fine. There are so many other crafts out there. But I want to make the process as easy as possible for both of us. So I have 3 questions for left-handed stitchers that might help me prepare. Being a mom of 13, I know if I can prepare things ahead of time, it often removes a lot of difficulty and road bumps. So question number 1. Okay, hopefully you can see this. Now when I make my cross stitch, I start the lower left and go to the upper right, and then I go the lower right to the upper left, and that is how I do my X. So this is number 1 and this is number 2. That's how I do my X. As a left-handed stitcher, is this the method you use, or is there another order of putting the stitch together? Because we all know there's no such thing as cross-stitch police, and you can make your X's however you want to make them, as long as in your whole project, unless it's a specialty stitch, all your X's are done the same way. It doesn't matter which leg is on the top or which leg is on the bottom. But this is how I do mine. And to lefties, is this the way you do yours? Or do you do them in a different order, or maybe start at the top and go down? Anything different that you do on your basic X? Question number 2 that I have, when I have a row of X's, I will do a whole series of that same color. This is non-hand dyed or variegated floss. This is just the standard DMC, let's say number 917. I think that's green. But I do that, and then I come back and, okay, these are not going to be lined up, but finish off my row. So I start at the left and I go right. Is that an easy way as a left-handed stitcher for you to do it? Or have you found if you start at the right side coming left? So that's my question number 2. When you do a row of stitches, is this the order, or do you do it a different order? And then number 3 is other things that you do to make your stitching work for you as a lefty. I'm used to left-handers. My dad's a lefty, my brother, my husband's left-handed. She's baby number 10, and she's our first lefty, so it's not huge differences with most things, but I've noticed that if I can show her things in a different way, she gets them, and she's able to do them. Handwriting is one thing. when she started handwriting, she'd go from right to left instead of left to right. And as a right-hander, that would seem really odd. But for a left-hander, for her, it made sense. So now she's going from left to right. But I noticed that there were some things, certain curves or movements as you write, that if I showed her in a different manner, if she was mirroring me, or just different things I've done, different handholds on the writing utensil and stuff that have helped her with her handwriting, I would like to help her with her cross-stitching when she is old enough. Again, her fine motor skills aren't quite there, but they're getting pretty close. So is it easier for you? Are there things that you found as a left-handed stitcher that right-handers may or may not do, but it makes your process easier? Maybe it's how you hold your project, or where you start your pattern, or how you lay out your materials. Any kind of information that you have like that, I would really, really appreciate it. Just so when I am ready to teach her. I have really good beginning patterns, I have supplies, so that part's fine. It's just, are there any insights that you have as a left-handed stitcher that could help me be able to teach my daughter when she's ready? I will rewrite these questions in the description box below, and if you want to answer one or more of them, I really, really appreciate it. Or maybe you've taught a left-handed stitcher, because I know that there's some ladies on here who probably have taught a class, and I'm sure you had left-handed stitchers in your classes. So any information that you have on stitching left-handed versus stitching right-handed, I think would help me. So when I'm ready to teach her, I could do some prep and just realize that there's some things that are going to take a while. I do get impatient at times, and I need to not do that. I know that, but I still do get impatient. But anything like that, I would really, really appreciate it. So this is my tag for all lefties, and any information you have, I would really, really appreciate. I thank you for watching this video, and thank you for adding your comments below. And I have a couple more videos I hope to tape, I guess is the wrong word. Record is probably the correct word. A couple more videos to record, and I will see you then. Thank you. Have a good day.